My husband told a group of people that a female guest at our wedding was hot. The evening was abuzz with laughter and conversation as we mingled at a party, surrounded by friends and acquaintances. In the midst of the jovial atmosphere, a casual discussion about a male friend ignited a chain of events that would leave me grappling with a maelstrom of emotions. My husband, in a seemingly innocent manner, mentioned that the woman his friend had brought to our wedding a couple of years ago was hot. Those three letters hung heavily in the air, and I couldn't help but feel a sudden collective shift in the room's energy. In my eyes, it was a bold and discomforting revelation to make in the presence of one's wife. It was as if a spotlight had been cast upon a hidden insecurity, making me acutely aware of my vulnerability in that very moment. Our wedding day, a cherished memory etched in the annals of our love story, had suddenly been tainted by the notion that my husband had been silently admiring another woman on that very occasion. Weddings are often described as the day when a bride is supposed to feel at her most beautiful and cherished. It's a day of celebration, not just of love, but also of the unique connection between two individuals. The knowledge that my husband had been ogling someone else on that sacred day was an emotional blow that cut deeply. It pierced through the layers of joy and left behind a dull ache. The embarrassment was palpable as I sensed the eyes of our friends and acquaintances subtly shifting towards me after my husband's comment. It was as though a veil of self-consciousness had been draped over me, causing me to shrink within myself. In that moment, I was not just the wife, I was the woman whose husband had openly declared his attraction to another in her presence. In the aftermath of that unsettling incident, my husband offered an apology, explaining that his words had been intended as humor and an attempt to emphasize the good looks of his male friend. He reassured me that his love for me surpassed all others. However, the apology, well-intentioned though it was, failed to mend the emotional wound that had been inflicted. While he expressed his love, he hadn't counterbalanced the scales by affirming my beauty on our wedding day. Consequently, my heart remained heavy, and I couldn't help but feel that, even on that special day, I had not been the sole object of his admiration. The incident at the party was a stark reminder of the challenges that had marred our relationship prior to this event. We had grappled with my husband's wandering eye in the past, as well as the strain in our intimate life. These issues had caused fractures in the foundation of our partnership, and the recent incident only served to widen those fault lines. Adding complexity to the situation was the fact that I was now pregnant. This life-altering event brought with it a whirlwind of emotions and uncertainties. I found myself questioning whether my reactions were amplified by pregnancy hormones, or if any woman in my position would have felt similarly hurt and upset. The intersection of pregnancy hormones with the emotional turmoil from the incident at the party left me feeling vulnerable and uncertain about my own reactions. In the wake of these swirling emotions, I grappled with a profound sense of confusion. I was uncertain about how to proceed and whether my feelings were justified. Was it merely pregnancy amplifying my emotions, or was this a legitimate concern within our relationship that needed to be addressed? In times of emotional turmoil, communication is often the key to resolution. Sitting down with my husband to have an open and honest conversation about my feelings and concerns seemed like a logical next step. It was a step towards understanding, healing, and perhaps finding a way to rebuild the trust that had been shaken. Couples counseling or therapy could also be a valuable resource in navigating these turbulent waters, addressing underlying issues, and ultimately strengthening our relationship. The incident at the party had uncovered deeper wounds, but it also presented an opportunity for growth and transformation. It was a reminder that even in the most challenging moments, love and understanding could be the bridges that lead us back to each other.